Hello, and welcome to our little chat today. Sandwich and layer cake. How different ways to give feedback can strengthen teamwork. My name is Leslie Laforte, and I have been a proud member of World Toasters since 2018, the district logistics manager since 2021, and have been part of the Walt Disney World culture since 1994. Over those 30 some years, I have given and received my fair share of feedback. So the purpose of today's session is to define two different styles of feedback delivery. We're going to do that by giving the whys and the hows of each method. And by the end of this session, you'll be able to understand the differences between the two and determine which style of feedback would be appropriate for your situation. So let's talk about food. Have you ever heard of the feedback sandwich? It's where you give a positive comment, a negative comment, and then another positive comment. Some experts feel that this method can be ineffective. The reason being is that because, like a sandwich with a lot of condiments, sometimes they can get messy. What I mean is that if the feedback isn't clear within a feedback sandwich, the actual constructive feedback can get lost in the sauce and renders it useless. You really want to be specific and clear about what is the positive and what is the constructive. You also want to be very genuine and sincere in how you deliver your feedback. It's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. Let me give you an example. Say you're delivering an evaluation for someone who is very passionate about their topic, but their message wasn't really clear. Sally, I really thought that your intro was very thought-provoking. The question about birds really made me think. As the speech went along, though, I think I lost the path because one moment you were talking about birds, and then the next moment there was a snake in the tree. I couldn't figure out how the snake got there. Giving me more description on how the bird and the snake got there and how they interacted probably would have dispelled my confusion. Overall, your summary was very good and your tie-ins were really well done, and it was a great speech. So you can tell where the feedback started and ended, and you still had the positive on the front and the back. Now let's take a look at a different platter. This is what I like to call the layer cake method, more commonly known as the 3-2-1 method. In this method, you want to think about these things. 3 things that went well, 2 things that may have been done differently, and 1 takeaway. So let's go back to Sally and her speech. In this situation, I would frame it like this. Sally, here are 3 things that I loved about your speech. Opening with a question drew me in immediately. I felt that the pacing of the speech was spot on, and I felt that you summarized your speech very, very well. There were 2 things that I had concerns about. I was a little confused about how the snake and how it arrived on the scene. And also, I would have loved to have heard more about the relationship between the snake and the bird. My takeaway from this speech was that even though snakes and birds are usually enemies, the fact that they got along made me think that this speech was a great metaphor for conflicting personalities and how to solve for them. As you can see, it's very similar to the sandwich method. However, focusing on a few things gives more specific guidance and you can be very precise. It also allows for a different perspective with the takeaway. So how would this feedback build teams? By giving effective feedback, you build credibility as a leader and as a person. Building trust in your team makes a team more effective because they will be more open and honest with each other. Obviously, it's not an end-all be-all solution. However, by guiding a safe space in your club where members can speak freely gives them the opportunity to build self-confidence and growth. In summary, both methods of feedback can be effective if presented in a genuine fashion and not just used for speeches, but for any type of feedback that needs to be addressed. So which one's your favorite? Which kind will you use during your next evaluation session? And do you think these methods will help your clubs grow? I want to thank you for your time today. My information is in the QR code, and I've left the links to the articles that I have referenced. If you would like more information about effective feedback, please go to Toastmasters.org.